It was so full of surprises, so many twists and turns. It was a puzzle that it's like a Rubik's Cube. By the time you get to the last page, like, oh, all the colors line up. But then the question is, how do you bring that to life and make sure the audience is going to be tracking everything? There's so many balls in the air. But it started with it was a really brilliantly conceived script.
The originality, the fun of the story, the complexity to it, the realism of it, and it was a great read. I mean, it was just a fun, exciting thing to read. And I thought, well, if the movie's half as fun as it was just to sit here and experience this, we can really make something that's a lot of fun, and so that's what we try to do. The performance was rooted in the research that we did with people who are on the spectrum, and listening to them and observing them and getting tips from them, and that around that base of research, I tried to build a character that I thought would work, and I thought the audience could empathize with, despite the fact that he's limited in the ways he expresses himself.
I think both of us approach it as if we knew nothing, even though, again, my wife's best friend's son is autistic, so I've been around it for years, and I have other friends who have children who are autistic. But because we were creating this specific character, we entered into it as just acts of discovery. So from reading books to watching documentaries and listening to podcasts, and then meeting educators and specialists and things like that, it was an amalgam of all these things. And then there was one particular woman named Laurie Stevens who sort of opened up the doors to meeting men 18 to 30 years old who were on the spectrum, mostly high functioning, but not all of them, and allowing us to have a dialogue with all these guys, almost in sort of like a classroom kind of environment, and ask questions, absorb, observe, and they were really open, really engaged and excited about the idea of them being, dramatized and depicted on screen.
Gavin really does this stuff as well as anybody, action in movies and combat, and he's rooted in character, and it's rooted in reality, and he's got great people that he works with, and I was really lucky to get to work with the fight guys and stunt guys, and just it required trying to do as much rehearsal as I could to sort of get all the moves down, and investing myself as much as possible. But that was one of the really fun parts of playing the part. The surprise and the fact that there are some neat, smart reveals in the movie is just what drives the narrative in such a great way. It's we don't want to feel like smarter than the movies we're watching and go, okay, I know how this is going to end. And whenever you can sort of anticipate something in a drama, it means that the dramatists haven't done a good enough job, probably. And this writer just did a great job in kind of masking where the reveals were going to come, but rooting them in the script nonetheless.
It started with Ben. Once I got, Ben decided to do the movie, I was like, oh, and then like, how do we surround, the level and of actors and people that we're fans of, and also the thing I've discovered in making movies is you want to get great actors, but you also want to get like kind people that care, people that are committed and passionate and are going to, everyone just keeps lifting the movie, because if you get the wrong actor, it could be a cancer. It can poison our production. So I'm just really careful about that. And we were really fortunate. The first person that I went to for each role said yes, and that doesn't happen all the time. So, which is a testament to a really great piece of material.